What's up, guys? This is John from Team Rynoke, and this is the deck profile for my red Roshi that I took up to Wichita, Kansas at Battle Station Gaming. You can see right here the mat for my top 8 spot. This is what I used to get top 8. It was red Enraged Roshi. Sorry, I'm pretty bad with the names of the masteries. I did this on a last minute, guys. I built this probably maybe a week at tops before the tournament. Didn't really get a lot of playtesting in it with it, but the deck I feel still performed really well. I went 4-1, like I said in my last video, in Swiss, but I did lose in the top 8. So it is red Enraged Roshi, guys. My nice, pretty full Roshis. Picked those up when Set 5 first released, and I've been wanting to play a Roshi. I just never really got around to building it. Can you call my name? Start off, guys, I do run all 7 Dragon Balls. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. None of them are foil, guys. I'm not that special, right? For setups, I run Time as a Warrior's Tool. It's Time. VTP, because not only, even if this goes to the graveyard, I can get it back with Roshi's level 3, and just being able to reuse things that I like. Sometimes I don't need to grab Time back, but it's nice being able to have like a 7-8 card hand under Time, and then just pretty much win the game by MPPV. 2 Pesky Barrages. Lowers your opponent's anger 1 time. It stays in play to be used twice. There's ways you can shut off your opponent's endurance or just make this crit just if it hits. So getting your ability to just deal critical damage is amazing. 2 back strikes because they only allow me to have 2, or I'd have 3 in here. Searching any card out in your deck is just amazing. And then the 3 freestyle setups I run is Roshi Slumber. Obviously, look at the top 10 cards of your life deck, put them back in any order, and banish 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard. You can't beat that. That's it for the freestyles. For my drills, I only ran 4 drills, and some of these I might change up if I continue to play it. I ran a red forward stance drill for an Omni block, a drill that increases my red Despair drill, increases my attack for every anger I have, red Embarrassing drill, in case I have to pay an anger or lower my anger for my own effect, I can just reduce it to 0, and red Tactical drill, my opponent can't lower my anger. These 2 I really never needed. I think I used red Despair or red forward stance drill a couple times. As far as these drills go, I might change them as a whole. This red Despair drill, I don't know if I said that earlier. I may have misplayed some things. These 3 never really came in handy. Red Despair drill came in handy quite a bit when I could just push out extra damage. So it was nice. For my events, I run 2 events. I run Red Retreat. It lets me just end combat by putting a drill out there and banishing it. So I guess the drills do serve a purpose at the very least. And I ran Antidote, and this was a last minute addition. And I chose this over my Focused Assault because I was thinking about Black. Black likes to pick stuff out, and it was the right call because I was listening to people talk about how, like, when they play Red Roshi, they'll get rid of Focused Assaults out of their deck, so they can't get rid of equip cards. Instead, I was running Red Antidote, which is banish all attached cards in play, raise my anger X levels, X equals the number of cards banished this way. And it's Endurance 3. I just thought it was a better choice than Focused Assault overall. For setups, 3 red Relaxations, along with one of them that is signed by the voice actor of Roshi. Amazing card. Just, again, hand advantage and immediate critical effect, so I can just snag Dragon Balls from people. 2 red Destinies. 2 anger and reduces the damage I take by -2/-2. That is amazing. Red Blaze. Raise my anger, rejuve 2, use a critical damage effect. So essentially 2 anger off this. Maybe more depending on if I get a Dragon Ball. 2 red Bribes. Came in handy a couple times to just reuse like Dragon Ball 5 or Dragon Ball 7, depending on what I had on the field. And 2 red Burning Rage. This is what I was talking about, where I can shut off my opponent's endurance and increase my life. My life card damage by 1 life card. So all those I really enjoyed. Red Bribe only came in handy a few times. I might take that out, swap it out, or cut it to 1. At 2, I didn't feel like I really needed it in there, but it did help at times. For blocks, I ran 3 red stops because it's an omni block, obviously. 3 red blocking hands. Block physical attack, gain 2 anger. Really enjoyed it. My buddy actually got the Scorzy version of that. They raffled off a playset of them, and I do enjoy these a little bit better than his though. And then 3 red energy. What is it? Red energy defensive stance. Block and energy attack, gain and anger. The way this deck works, you don't need a lot of blocks. Between your level 1 and level 2, you can just pop stuff back to the hand or put stuff on the board to prevent damage. It only really comes into an issue when I noticed when I was playing Turles. For my physical attacks, I have 3 red shoulder grabs. Turns everything I do into critical damage. This card is pretty much the reason why you can win in 2 turns. I'm sure you can win in 1 if you get a really good opener. Or not 2 turns, I'm sorry, like 2 combats. I can pretty much guarantee my victory in 2 combats most of the time. This helps do it because everything I do is critical damage, and the anger, obviously, when you do a critical damage, you get to get an anger. For the mastery, sorry. I just drove back in, guys. I'm still tired while doing this. It was a long drive. But this pretty much right here, get an anger and make everything else critical damage. It really puts in work. So 3 red shoulder grabs. Then 3 red knee lifts. You can get 3 critical damage effects off with this under red shoulder grab. You get 1 for immediately when it is played. If you're under red shoulder grab, it deals critical damage no matter what. And the hit effect is you can lower your anger to do another critical damage effect. And normally there's no point in that 3rd one unless you really need to rip down their anger. Or what I did it with is when I was playtesting, because the only thing I really got to playtest before the regional, I got to play a Namekian deck a couple times, and it was very one-sided. So I went into knowing all my Namekian matchups. This deck just destroys them. But because of this card, I was able to steal 3 Dragon Balls off of one of these in a Namekian matchup. I just crit. Alright, cool, it hits. Critical damage, cool. I'm going to lower my anger, do another critical damage effect. So, which I get the anger back, but it's just amazing in the Namekian matchup if they can get enough balls out before you, and you can just take them. Then I ran 3 red double strikes. This actually won me the game in my Yamcha, because this was my last card in hand. He had 1 attack, he couldn't deck me out. He knew what I had in hand, and I was at 3 anger on level 4, so that won it for me. It's just 2 free anger, pretty much. Last, red sword stab. Get an anger. It's AT4, so pretty much just 4 stages, unless I have some modifiers going on, because I'm always an A. It was kind of nice in the mirror match of Roshi and against Yamcha. I got to do extra stages because they're an A also. For my energy, I have 2. Well, we'll go with those since I dropped them. 3 red static shots. This pretty much shuts off endurance for all my styled cards, which pretty much it just makes a difference for this one, because you're just guaranteed a critical effect, and if it hits, you're guaranteed it, and you're guaranteed 2 anger when it hits. This card alone gives you 3 anger each time if it goes off. It did a lot of damage. Under Despair Drill, I think I got this thing to do 9 damage one time. So, great card. Then last to end the deck off, guys, is 2 red energy blasts. Raise your anger 1, 2 stages, 4 life cards. Nothing special, but it gets rid of drills and allies, which in my first matchup, the Cell player, Namekian Cell, got to go first, and he just threw down Nappa right off the bat. So I had to take him into a premature, like, for me, it was premature combat. I wasn't ready, but so he went past, I went past, got a couple setups on board, then went into combat and just banished Nappa. Can't have Nappa sitting on the board. As you can see, I run a lot of setups, guys. Changes that I would make to the deck, honestly, I'm not sure. I'd have to go look at some more red cards. Maybe try to find some more stuff that works in the hand just to gain anger. What really cost me the game was red Tandem Blast and Top Cut. I mean, aside from the guy being a great player, Brian over at Mana Beast is a great player, and it was a hard-fought game for me. I would hope it was hard fought for him. I hope I gave him some kind of challenge, but it was depressing when he's like Tandem Blast, and he shut my hand off. He knew I had the time in hand. He just outplayed me hands down. So I might put some more things in here that just make me a little more aggressive, to where I can still get through situations like that. Because when he did that, my hand was, unfortunately, it wasn't just time, if I can find it. It was time. It was a blaze. Oh, it gets better. It was that. And that. So I had this sitting in my hand. I drew into these 3 cards, which did me no good, and I picked this up with VTP. I didn't really expect to draw into my red stops, and he saw me pick this back up with VTP, and he had the answer. So this is all he knew, what I had in my hand. He didn't know about these. So if I hadn't picked this up, he might have not shut down my events. So, hindsight, right? But like I said, he outplayed me. That's just how it works at the end of the day. I had a great match. Great matches with everybody. So I look forward to playing all of them again. And stay tuned, guys, on my next deck profile. It probably will be a Android 13 deck profile. Hopefully that is what I will be running at the regional this coming Saturday. I know a lot of people are going to go up there and play safe decks that they already know. I just kind of want to go up there with the wow factor of, man, I got an Android 13. Do you know what to do with it? And the best part is I've got to play test with it, since I probably got more play testing in with Android 13 than I did with the Roshi deck between my friends. So I've played several Broly variants and cooler variants so far with it, and I have not had an issue with either of those, which is funny because all I hear about is how good Broly and cooler are. So anyways, guys, like, subscribe, comment below. Stay tuned for the next deck profile or the next update video. I'm John from Team Rynoke, and I'm